also their own oppressors. You talk about Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome has nothing on the Lagos or Nigerian syndrome. This is one place where the oppressed constantly fight against those speaking to the truth of their oppression or looking to free them from their servitude. So I don't know what the girl has done that they are all shouting and braying like maddened donkeys and rabid dogs. As far as I'm concerned, the young woman spoke to the truth of her reality, and they had better get used to it. And I dare you, Nigerian youth, speak your own truth and post it. If it is only Raye, they will be chasing her up and down the place. We should probably even have a day where everybody speaks to their experiences and post it online, and then let's see how many people they are going to go and arrest. Look, this is not about Raye. It's about allowing an atmosphere of fear where people are afraid to express their pains. How do you beat a child and then demand that the child should not cry? How? So Raye is not about Raye, it's about us as a collective. If you have found the capacity to criticize that girl for saying what you know to be the truth, you might quarrel with her language. And I know a lot of people quarrel with my own language as well. But it is not my duty to speak in a language that is pleasant to my oppressor. My oppressor can go do one just because he doesn't like my language. I hope he doesn't like it. When I speak in terms that are provocative, it is deliberate. I want the person who is oppressing me, limiting my capacities in my country, to be angry by my capacity to also speak to the fact of my situation. So if the girl has spoken in a manner that they don't like, let them address the truth of what she has said. To be all these farcical gyrations, she abused the president. How did she? Is a terrible president. Is that a lie? How much more terrible does the president have to be before we say he's terrible? He is terrible. The quality of life has been eroded for everybody, from the lowest to the highest. The only people who are having anything good in Nigeria today are essentially people who have been offered one toll gate or the other from which to be feeding fat on the Nigerian people, or they have direct access to the public purse. So if a youth corper who is feeling the pinch of life in Lagos speaks to that fact, how does that become an offense? We have become... The painful thing is that what is important is abandoned, ignored, and then we are chasing shadows. You don't like the way the girl said the truth that she has said.
Many Nigerians actually admire your courage, but fear government retaliation, as they're saying.
Fear.
What will you say to young Nigerians who want to fight injustice but are afraid, sir?
See, the first thing you do if you want to fight injustice, speak. What Raye has done is to speak. You might not like the way she has spoken her truth. Speak it the way you feel it should be spoken. But do not take away a person's capacity to speak to the fact of their reality. Yorubas will say that the inability to speak to your pains is the beginning of your ruination. The girl spoke to her reality. If more Nigerians will speak to their reality, maybe they will be so uncomfortable they might even begin to do the right things.
Finally, sir, if you had just one message to share with Nigerian people right now, what will it be?
If you gain nothing else before 2027, make sure you have the capacity to choose who rules you. Because these ones that you are not choosing, they are ruining you. Look at what they are doing in Rivers. He offers you an example. And the fact that Yakubu Mahmood is still in office is a slap on every Nigerian. That guy should be out of that place, and we should be focused on electoral reform. That's the only thing I would love them to hear.
Mr. Dele Farotimi, thank you so much for the insightful.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you very much.
What is facing Nigeria now? Nigeria is officially in a state of constitutional crisis. We are not realizing that yet.
What do you mean by that?
A certificate of return has been issued to a so-called president-elect unconstitutionally. There are therefore two meanings, two interpretations, and two understandings of the declaration made. One is that one by INEC. One is that one of the people. When I said of the people is whoever can read section 134 of the Constitution and take a position, then we are entitled to our own view of what crisis is facing Nigeria now. The certificate of return issued to Alhaji Tinubu is a dud certificate. It is one certificate that breaches the provisions of section 134. Therefore, the requirements to be declared as president-elect have not been met by Tinubu-Shetima ticket. The declaration, therefore, as it stands now, as far as the people of Nigeria who choose to adopt the literal, clear, interpreted meaning of Section 134 is concerned, there is really no president-elect. Section 134 stipulates who to be declared an issued certificate of return. It is only that candidate that has scored the highest number of votes and at least 25% in each in at least 2/3 of the states of the federation and the federal capital territory. Remember, and now it is very clear, Tinubu does not have 25% in the FCT. We denied him. We got 61%. Atiku does not have 25% in the FCT. We denied both of them. By the clear, unambiguous provision of the Nigerian Constitution, which must not be breached, Tinubu has not satisfied the requirement to be declared president-elect. Accordingly, there is no president-elect for Nigeria now. I repeat, accordingly, there is no president-elect for Nigeria at the moment because the declared one violates the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know what I'm saying. The Constitution is there in your presence, it's available, everybody is reading it as I speak. I'm not therefore behaving illegally or unconstitutionally. To the contrary, I am supporting constitutionality. It is in fact better for the powers that be to go and create additional 6% out of thin air and rig it back to Tinubu and therefore swear him in on 25% than to go ahead and take the risk of swearing in a so-called president-elect that has not met the constitutional requirement. This document you read is not a puzzle. It is in English. It is law. The law is not a game for politicians to play. This document is not available for Yakubu to interpret that day. It is there for him to follow. The English is very clear. These are fundamental provisions of the Constitution. They come already interpreted. You cannot take a gun, shoot somebody, and then ask the family to go and get interpretation that you only fired your weapon and then it killed him. No. This Constitution is more than abundantly clear. It says and. Show you know the meaning of and. We know the meaning of and. That constitutional requirement has not been met. That certificate of return is null and void and cannot be sworn in as president. And let me tell you, the way they are going, disregarding the calls of the people, violating the Constitution, let them even go ahead, even if they swear in Tinubu Shetima on 29th of May. They are swearing in an unconstitutional government. Nothing will change it. I am not a careless, reckless speaker. I am working with the Constitution there, that document right you just read. I'm following it. And I dare to tell you that swearing in Tinubu and Shetima is as good as swearing in the Nigerian army on 29th of May. If you swear in people that have not satisfied the requirement, you have by so doing ended democracy. This our democracy is going to end by the way we are going. This document is a product of the legal system. It has been signed into law by the President, Commander-in-Chief, Federal Republic of Nigeria. I believe in this document. That is why I'm so confident. However extreme it is, Seun, I am saying it on national TV. Swearing in a ticket that has not met the constitutional requirements, okay, is ending democracy. Quote me on it.
That's your interpretation.
That is my interpretation, and that is indeed a correct interpretation. You cannot swear people who have not met the constitutional requirement. You can't do that. If you did it, you have done something unlawful, something unconstitutional. And I'm repeating it. Whoever does not meet the constitutional requirement must never be sworn in. You said my name. If you like, I can say it again. I'm Dele Baba Ahmed. I'm repeating. Swear in anybody who does not meet the constitutional requirements of our country. You are engaging in an unconstitutional act. I am taking these risks for the sake of my country. Yes, it is extreme, and I'm saying it. It was more extreme for Yakubu to issue that certificate. It was reckless. He is putting all our lives in danger. We're already at risk. So what is there again in me taking risks again? What have they not done against Nigeria? What have they not abused in Nigeria? Now they'll take the constitution where it is clear, it says get 24 after.
And I have heard people say, oh, if they're preaching, there will be breakdown one another. Rubbish. Hold on, rubbish. Nonsense. Listen, nonsense. Rubbish. Tell me, who are the militants? Who is not a militant? Who is born as a militant? No, tell me the person that's born the day you were giving birth. They say you're a militant. Who is not a militant? Who cannot blow at the pipeline? Why do you arrogate this power to a certain group of people? It's just people are the only people who can blow pipeline. What nonsense is that? Who told you people cannot blow pipeline? Who told you people cannot blow pipeline? Who told you people cannot blow pipeline? Why do you arrogate powers to people? That's nothing like that. Two. Who is the one doing the contract of the pipeline? Who is the one doing the pipeline contract? The sovereign. It's not a Johnson. It's not a Tompolo. It's not Antigua. They gave me not to do sovereign. They are the one calling with the German. And they say Ijaw people are going to blow pipeline, and somebody will hear that. That's crap. If the moment I hear that, to hell, how dare you threaten a country? How dare you? That which threat? It does not exist.
We watched Wike insult Ijaw people. That will not make us have any issue with Ikwere people. We have them as friends. We respect their views. We respect their disposition. We know this man is just a fight alone, fighting the last fight. That is why he's amassing so much energy, putting everything into play, insulting everybody, trying to bring down anything. As a drowning man, he's drowning. Wike had dared us. Some years ago, he said, "Thunder, fire Ijaw." I will send thunder to him, because Ijaw nation knows the origin of the spirit of thunder. Since that time we sent thunder to Wike. Look at him, look at his physique. Does he look the same? Thunder is tormenting Wike now as we speak. The thunder is sent to us. We have sent it back to him, and it's tormenting him seriously. Let him send another thing. I will send back to sender.
What is happening in Rivers State, where President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is supporting Nyesom Wike to destabilize Rivers State, to disturb the peace of Rivers State. And as a stakeholder in Rivers State, I feel disappointed, totally disappointed, for the president to allow his minister serving under him to run amok, procure judgments, and all sorts, threatening the people of Rivers State, because what they are trying to do is, we are going to remove FUBRA and nothing will happen. And I'm saying that if you remove FUBRA, something will happen. If you try to remove FUBRA, something will happen. And that is it. That is what I'm talking about.
So many times that I'm thankful for the opportunity to perhaps explain it, so that the idiots who have continued to assume that I have broken my word will be clear. I said if he won the presidency, I'll leave Nigeria on exile. So let me clear that up. For him to have won, the people would have had to have voted for him. We didn't vote for him. He stole the presidency. Yakubu and INEC sold him the presidency. The presidency is not an expression of the people's will. It is an expression of the debauchery of INEC and the height of our judicial corruption. He did not win the presidency. If I had left, I would have been sanitizing and deodorizing a skunk. If If nothing else, I rise and fall by my word. And when I said that I will live on exile if this man won, it was so that people will know that I do not believe Nigerians to be depraved enough to be possessed of the idiocy to vote somebody like him into power. And they did not. Anybody who prefers to delude themselves can continue to delude themselves, but Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. So I'm not leaving because he did not win. It's that simple. That I'm still here is a rebuke of him. It actually cost me a lot more to stay here. It's not just the multiple level of danger that I face on a daily basis by remaining in Nigeria. Because if they will be planning my murder 3 years ago when they were not in power, one of his goons in Lagos State was the one sat at the head of the plot to kill me. They are the ones in power now. Ordinarily, I should run now. But I'm here. I am here because he did not win. He knows it, and every man and his dog in Lagos State knows it. He was beaten resoundingly in Lagos on the 25th of February. He couldn't even make 15% in Lagos. Segun Agbaje, the INEC commissioner in Lagos State, cannot produce the form EC8A for Lagos State up till today. I was the person who was charged by the Obi legal team to collect the election material from INEC. He could not put up until today. INEC in Lagos State cannot give us the form EC8A, which is the polling unit level result, because they know he lost. He lost woefully. He was thoroughly rejected across the length and breadth of the state that he has held hostage for 24 years. As at that time, he lost. So how much more the other parts of Nigeria? Let them continue fooling themselves. He has snatched it, grabbed it, but he can't run with it. And that's why we are all in the mess that we are in today. So yeah, if he had won, if Nigerians had been foolish enough to have voted for him, I would have left. It wouldn't be because of him. It would be out of protest that I could be stuck with such evil people who would have found the grace to vote for somebody like him. But as I have said, they did not vote for him. They rejected him. He has forced himself on us. And we can't do much about that. But I'm not going to legitimize his stealing by leaving. He didn't win.
It might be that other tribes may be kidnapping and killings and trying to dress like the Fulani militia, so as to implicate them. Are you not thinking in that line?
No tribe. Excuse me, when you see a Fulani man, see a Yoruba man, you will know. When you see a man and see a Fulani man, you don't need person to tell you, you know that this one is a Fulani man. You will know. You don't need a camera, you don't need prophet to come and prophesy. You will know that this is a Fulani and this is an Igbo man. So if Igbo people are clean, Nigeria would have rise up. If Igbo people they do this thing, Nigeria don't rise up. You understand? But because these are Fulanis, that is why you see them going freely and working freely, and we have somebody called president, and yesterday he decided he came out to deceive people. He can deceive people, but I believe he cannot deceive Donald Trump. I believe he cannot deceive the US Congress. I believe he cannot deceive people like the Biafra evangelists. I believe he cannot deceive people with many in Nigeria and in the people outside this country, because enough is enough. Those people that he gathered them, not today that he have been gathering crowds and decorated them with the uniform of bishop and pope, whereas those ones have never entered church one day. You and I saw it, we witnessed it. I speak in the angle of what has happened. So him gathering them again in Aso Rock is not a new. It could be boys in the street, his boys as usual, he decorated and began to use them.
But these men are, let's be serious, these men are really men of God, and we've seen, I mean, these particular ones, we've seen them in their various. Who
are the men of God?
People are not listening. They are the one who says that this country is not going to have the incredible things which God has given to us. They are the one who are opposing everything that is going to come, that is going to be of a benefit to the generosity of humanity. They are the people that will say no. They amass it for themselves. Look at them. How do you see them, and how do you see Nnamdi Kanu? A man that lives simple life, And that is what leadership is all about, living a simplicity life. But these people, they embezzle more than enough, and they make us today, we are crying. I didn't think they work, I didn't think they do something very good. We will not be saying Biafra must go. Even the Biafra people have no time to say they will go, but it's because of the messed up, they have messed up the system, and everything that you see is messed up. Just imagine you enter a house and you see plate everywhere. What happens? You begin to see fly everywhere. What does that tell you is going on in that house? You know that that house has no discipline. That is exactly how the government of this country are doing.